5 trainings we do on a daily basis. When should we start training, guys? 7:45. Is it 7:46 late?
Yes.
If it's 7:46 twice a day in a row, what do you do to that guy? You kill him. You send him home. Send home if it's 2 days in a row. Can I hold you guys accountable to that? Okay, send him home. If you can't be here by 7:45 for our BBB, which is not the Better Business Bureau, right? BB3, Brain Boost Bash, where we also bash the competition. So you bash your brain to bash the competition. So there's 5 different types of meetings. We talked about why we should do them. Let's get right into it. Number 1, you say yes. So today I'm going to talk about saying yes. Say yes. I write it up big on the board. Guys, when you say yes to your customer, what's the goal? The goal is to increase car count. How do we say yes? So this is the goal. How? We use the anytime script. Well, how do we make sure we use the anytime script? We got to do ring rings. We got to practice ring rings. We got to audit each other. And you should know level 1, level 2, and level 3. Which ones do we need to focus on? 1s and 2s. What percent of your customers are 1s and 2s? 90+%. If you can just do 1s and 2s, guys, we're good to go. Do you have a script for any time? We're going to revise that even more. Do you have the levels sheet? Yes. So these are some of the tools you can access digitally. The volleyball, which is my favorite. And then you have the levels. Additionally, we can have some YouTube videos that you can watch on what that anytime script training is. Is that it? Is there anything else to the saying yes? How does the back say yes? I'm a tech in the back. Why the hell do I read the anytime script? How can I also say yes?
Get the work done faster.
Get the work done faster? You know what? That's not a bad idea. But how about you just leave a bay open? Because sometimes, can you always get the work done faster if the parts are not there or if something breaks? We already assume. I'm not saying that's not the right answer, but I would say don't block the bay, right? Keep a bay open, right? At all times, keep one bay open. Because if you can't keep a bay open, guess what? I can't pull a car in there. Is saying yes just an anytime script, or is it a mindset that the whole team has to believe? So what's our motto? What's the motto that goes with saying yes? What's the all-time motto that I always repeat when I ask a tech when he's working on a car? And the most important car is the next one, right? Is that a mindset, Shakil, or is that a script? Exactly. Most of these are mindset things. Because I have a belief that if you have the right mindset in your team, the money will be there. If you have the wrong mindset in your team, you could have all the money coming in and it won't come in the pocket. It won't come in the team. The customer does not win. The most important car is the next one, meaning if I have a car that comes in and you have to stop working on a car to get that car in, then what should you do? Pull new work in first. And you know what's funny, dude? Whenever I go into a shop and there's a disgruntled technician, we had one, I can usually tell that manager is not putting this on a pedestal. Right? This is how you're able to avoid conflict as a team. Because the thing is, the managers generally know what the most important things are, the principles, right? They know the yes concept, they know, at least we teach all that up front. But when they have a disgruntled tech, I know that manager hasn't been doing their meetings properly, or they haven't been bidding on it, because then the tech's like upset, right? Why he keeps pulling me off of work? Hang on a second. Has he explained to you why that's important? Well, yeah, like in Pat. No. Did he do a meeting this week? I don't know. Did you do it last week? I don't know. You have 5 meetings because why? Because how many days do we have that we can actually do these meetings? 6. So you should do every meeting at least once a week. And then you get to repeat one meeting. That's the beauty of it. You can repeat one of the meetings. So to me, this is how I've avoided conflicts with my technicians. This is setting expectations, and not only setting expectations, how it's in their best interest. And I'm doing that on the front end rather than on the back end. I don't have upset technicians. I've never had upset technicians. My techs, if they get upset, it's for a minority reason or it's because they're not performing and I'm making them upset. And I'm making them upset rather than they're getting upset at me. But I try to over communicate my expectations to the technicians so then they know when Zane says stop working on a car and get that other car in, it's because he's trying to make us more money. Because yeah, I sat through that meeting like 8 times. It's so cemented in their brain. And the beautiful thing about our industry is there's no training you're bypassing or fighting. Right? Most techs don't have anything they've been taught. They've just been told work on a car. And then you explain to them, no, you can work on a car, but you can make more money doing it this way. So I can line you up for work for days rather than once you're done, you're like, oh, what's next? And you stand around and get sent home. That's a crucial thing. This literally will help your culture with the technicians because you're showing them this is how we make money. Does that make sense, guys? So crucial thing. I don't even think that was 15 minutes. But if you do this, you could get the car in, you focus on the next car all the time, you stop what you're doing, right? Saying yes is also what? What does that mean for a tech, for a service advisor? When they call, if you put them on hold, is that saying yes? No. Okay. If you say anything but what? If you don't say absolutely, you're saying no. Right? If you don't say, can I get my car in? Yeah, absolutely. Is now a good time? By the way, that's the script talks about that. Let me put you on hold. No. Phone rang 6 times. 8 times. No. Is saying yes also the offense mindset? Yes. Saying yes means the new customer takes precedence. So that, and this is not anything new to you guys, but it might be new to a few of your people. You've heard this in every single way. Have your people heard it in every single way? Because if they heard it in one way, it may not have stuck. The reason you guys have it is because you've heard this same meeting in 100 different ways. You've heard it from the left, from the right, from up, down, center, and that's why these 15-minute trainings every single day, it will solidify. 15-minute equals solidify. Solidifies in their brain. It gets hardened. It's like having layers and layers, right? You could wear one coat and it's not that hot, but if you put 16 layers on, man, you're going to be hot. And what you're doing is you're putting on one layer at a time. And you know what you're doing? You're putting this beautiful thing. And I'll give you a little visual for why these trainings are such a powerful thing. And you saw it in action, Shaquille. What does he say? If you're late to a take 5, you're what?
Not here.
You're not here. Put him aside. He was 6 minutes late. He set him aside and say, hey, I'm going to let you do this once. You do this again tomorrow. You don't have a job. That's it. That's all there is. Because why? Because your layers, you're putting down a layer, say yes. Today, 15 minutes. Tomorrow, you're putting on a layer, urgency. And then the next day, you're putting on a layer, sales fixes everything. You're putting layers on. And then, you could put on the other layer, but you could go right back to urgency. And then you could go on to saying yes again. And what you're doing is you've taken this young man's brain and you have given him substance on top of that. You're layering that brain with substance. Whenever the shop goes sideways, I look at it. I'm like, oh, it's whoa. That when the things get hard, they're wearing into their training like a tire. But if you have a thick layer of training and then you send that guy into battle, it'll get worn in, but it'll never get worn out. When I see guys worn out, it's because their training is not there. That's it, man. We're professionals. Professionals train every day. Peyton Manning trains every day. So, and again, I would, in the few take 5s or whatever the heck you guys want to call them, BBBs, the first few, all I'll do is emphasize the value of training every single day. That's all I'll be doing. I'll be telling them why we need to keep training every day. Because you're building those layers. You're building that substance. You're building that tire. And I'll put that down, bro. I'm telling you, build that tire thread by thread. You thread by thread, you build it up. You put all these layers between them and failure. You cannot lose, man. I'm telling you. We have to decentralize this, man. I didn't learn this the first time. I didn't learn it the second time. I learned it the 100th time. And all I do is auto repair. Sometimes I still forget the basics. If me and you can forget basics, what do you think is going to happen to your GS? And he's the one that's actually doing the work. We're not the ones doing the work. We're not the ones pulling in all these customers in, right? We're not answering all the calls. We're doing 1,700 cars a week right now, a month right now. You know, us three can't do 1,700. It's our team doing that. So we got to make sure at this point, what did I tell you guys last time? The best ROI you will get on your time is training. If you guys want to go to the next level, like I was telling you outside when we were walking, you guys have to start doing more and more training. Hope that's helpful. Let me shut this off because I'm going to keep rambling. That was